Hello and welcome back to round 3 coverage from the 2024 United States Disc Golf Championship presented by Innova. We've got a couple players coming out of the gates a little slow, and Ricky Wysocki on the charge. You're watching JomezPro with Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
Yeah, that's right. Ricky coming out hot today. He was 10 under through 12 at a certain point. I don't know how many holes he's played at this point right now, but he jumped all the way up to a tie for second place. Currently, Anthony and Gannon are still holding on to that top spot right now at 21 under par, and that's a great pace thus far, only halfway through moving day Saturday. But there's a little separation. Vino holding strong at 18 under, countryman Nicholas Antala right there at 17, and a slew of other players at 16 and 15. So still in striking range with 27 holes remaining, and this is a good hole to get a couple of strokes back under par here with an eagle opportunity. Hole 10 is a par 4. It says 549, but it's really only about 475 feet to get to the bricks right where the basket is. So going straight isn't a problem for most of the field, and with the wind being calm today, I expect to see a lot of people attacking for the eagle.
Yeah, Anthony here doesn't need a lot of Anheuser, maybe none. Otherwise, he's going deep. Like this is going
a long way.
This is going to be great, but it's still. You see, like
it's almost an unfair eagle.
All highs are there. That's on the pole, you know.
And
here's what I wanted to see yesterday.
Yeah,
here we go.
I swear, this is his perfect shape.
And
get it over.
A little bit of a slow front nine. Yeah, he's got the drift. I think the distance is fine. Does it curl up too much? No, I think it's in.
Scary, but safe?
Yeah.
And he didn't get that over very much, you know?
No,
a little more drift, and that's parked.
Certainly could have pulled it over more. Pretty tight to the fence.
Very low as well. I don't believe so. No, not this time for Gannon. Drop zone he goes.
Kind of a big mistake.
Yeah, I feel like that 3 under front nine that both of those guys put up, Barela and Gannon, it's not exactly bad. It's just sort of inviting the field to keep on hoping.
Yeah.
Letting them have that hope as Nikko throws a perfect front shot. If Anthony makes his putt, I think all problems are solved. Like now you're 5 down through 10. That's the pace.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen Nikko throw on my discs. I think it's my Halo Boss from last year. It makes me happy.
Are you going to go try to get it back, or?
I mean, if he's going to keep doing that, not a chance.
All right. Oh, came kind of close to those branches, but I like the height. I like the width.
And the par will be secured. That's a little too
Yeah.
fancy for me again. You don't got to do all that. Does the aggressive play pay off? Not quite. And it's kind of been, a frustrating putting day for Isaac.
For a 2-stroke lead.
Yeah, this is just too easy for Anthony.
See, I think you're right. But I also think with how powerful he is, it might be like kind of a touchy shot with a driver, you know?
And I also think he absolutely deserves for a gettable par 4s to be easy. Like the guy has honed a skill set that it better be easy.
Yeah.
If it's not easy for him, it isn't a reachable par 4. You know, like that's where he goes to feast.
He's 6 under on the hole in 3 rounds.
And he should be. I mean, that is exactly his strength. Among many strengths, to be honest.
Bigger.
Sexier.
Barrier.
So many berries.
Okay, hole 11, par 4, 734. You got the out of bounds on the left here, and just a winding fairway all the way down. This one in practice, you really have to have a game plan and know exactly where the OBs are, because it could be confusing. But throw it about 440, I bet, and then from there you're going to have a chip shot into this green, and the green's really tight with out of bounds surrounding the whole thing. This is actually a hazard rule, so throw it where you...
Aesthetically, I love it. I think it's so fun to take a strip like this and make it such an interesting, undulating line up and down the hill. I think it's unique. You don't see anything like this in disc golf. Anthony, oh, that really grabbed the... I don't know if that caught any piece of the rock, but that grass did not forgive.
Is this far enough?
He's asking for it to go, and man, that is going to be right next to Anthony.
Yeah, that had to have hit within a couple of feet.
Isaac's going to probably try to stay up the hill a little bit straighter.
I think he's achieved that. This thing stays over a long time.
That's as good as you can do it. And that's actually way past Anthony and Nikko's drives.
Yeah, probably 60 feet at least.
Again, been a little cold over the last 4. Opportunity for Anthony to get a couple strokes on him. Does he get the weight right? Yes. Call this right around 330 feet, maybe just a touch inside that. Should be pretty relatively easy for Anthony's forehand, and he's made good work there.
Yeah, one of the holes where you leave with par and you're okay with it. A lot of danger to be had on this one.
Now, that being said, you know, Nate brought up a point about the holes yesterday. I believe you're talking about how a lot of these holes have just kind of adapted to this harder style of disc golf. This is one I think is softer than the years past. When this hole was stroke and distance, this was one of the hardest holes in the course. And now that it's attackable with the hazard, you get the distance. Maybe you still get the penalty stroke, but the distance really allows players to come into this green with slower discs, whereas in the past, a lot of these shots were coming in with high-speed drivers. Much easier to save the 4 nowadays as well. And Isaac showing off another good forehand this week. It's been fun to watch him throw all these forehands.
For par, 25 feet. Gets one back on Anthony.
But only one. Fortunately for Anthony with a great approach. Isaac also going to be grabbing a stroke on the leader here. So that'll get him within 5 strokes.
Tee of 13 with Vino.
He's been just absolutely booming this drive. I mean, look at that. He's like
no one's
so
going
far.
that far.
That's back-to-back days.
Yeah, no one's. I don't think anyone's getting that far in this hole.
I mean, he's throwing far right now.
Is that a mid going
Yes.
into the pin? That's
Gotta be.
absurd. Yeah, this is a certified tough hole, and it's not looking that way at all for Vino. That being said, great drive, great approach. He's still outside the circle. Lofty putt in the basket. Wow, to adapt a new putt
That fast.
and to really hone it and use it in a major and be successful and effective with it. Hats off to him for the work he's putting in. You adopt a new putt. You don't adapt a new putt.
I think you adapt before you adopt.
All right.
I'm not doing it. You guys do it.
Hole 12, par 4, 901. Out of bounds straight ahead. Stroke and distance hole. So any OB is going to be previous lie or drop zone. Player's choice. Tricky green. Trickier than I think it gets credit for with this little slope right at the basket. When you're trying to come at this one from 350, 370 back, weird rollaways happen. Some different skips happen. Just always blind, always tough.
He's been hyzering out early, and this is also doing that.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Trying to get aggressive, but it hasn't been working for him.
More turn, and I'm loving it.
Yep. This just needs to start swinging before that tree.
Gosh.
Easily over the
that's
OB area.
absolutely ideal.
Similar to where we saw Wysocki.
All right, let's see. Let's see what we all want to see.
Oh boy, he threw the stamp off the disc yesterday on this tee. A little lower, and is this going to turn? I don't know. I don't know.
Wow, even on a slip.
Oh, wow.
Even on a slip.
That's the first time the spotters had to move all week. That is way up the hill.
How are you going to slip on the tee and still get past that out of bounds on the left? That is so far up there.
Absolute cannon.
Nikko gets this over nicely.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. And that's a guy, you mentioned it, Paul. This guy is going to be in the Distance Showcase Finals tomorrow after the championship concludes.
That's one of the most exciting parts of the USDGC. Like, you get to go and watch.
It's the best.
The over the lake, music going, everybody excited to see the disc fly. It's awesome.
Nothing but smiles. A good shot there for Isaac. Good recovery. He's had a good stretch of holes over the last 6. Needs to make that putt to save the par, continue the momentum in the right direction. Nikko in the 330 range, we'll call it.
Needs to bite. Needs
Sit.
to bite.
And that is...
That's why this hole is so dangerous.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of a reaction of the disc. That could have very easily just kind of tumbled.
Yeah.
And Nikko now going the opposite direction with scores, taking a bogey on 11 and now having to get up and down to save the bogey. And he'll have that putt from about 40 feet for the 5.
Going with a overstable mid-range / putter here.
Which I love for him. You can see a little bit of movement, but not nearly as much as Nikko, which came in with a little bit faster rim.
Yeah, I was wondering what this was going to look like up here.
So high up the hill, you can see the basket again.
It's got to be some comfort in that, right?
I think so.
And that's one of the tricky parts about playing hole 12 is just not really, you know where the pin is, you know about how far it is, but still it's always weird throwing to a blind landing zone.
Especially when you're playing stroke and distance. It's
Correct.
just very hard to feel comfortable.
And Nikko, not high enough, a double bogey coming for him. So he follows up the eagle with a bogey and a double. It'll be one over in the last 3 holes now.
Looks like there's a little wind here, right to left crosswind. Sit.
Hasn't been the sharpest putting day for Gannon so far. Hasn't been the sharpest round so far, honestly, for him. This guy's putt all week has looked just like that. It's been low. It's been driven. It's been perfect. Not too fast, but really confident looking putts.
It's a good comeback putt right there.
That's the height, speed, and weight behind that you're expecting from Gannon Buhr.
Not bogeying. Gannon doesn't bogey, he's going to be right there. You know?
Yeah.
Good putt there from Isaac.
Yeah,
But if he
good
just
save.
doesn't bogey, he's too good. He's going to find a bunch of birdies. Even on an off day. No bogeys out here. You're in the mix.
See, I didn't think you were kind of saying if he doesn't. I thought you were just saying Gannon doesn't bogey, and I was about to be like, you're right. He doesn't really bogey.
Yeah. I mean, both ways.
So you feel like he's got a good chance of pulling that off.
I think he's playing smart, you know?
Yeah.
Oh. Goodness, fine, Omacula. It is so cool to see that sidewalk skip. It just always does that, man. Just wants to check up.
$16 with Wysocki.
And here's the guy I've been curious about. Looks like he slowed down a little bit with 3 pars.
He just walks away. Oh, man.
Just a slow drift.
Oh, dude, he didn't need to watch a bit of that flight. I'm glad I got to watch it. That was beautiful. Maybe because he's annoyed that he parred the last 3 holes. I don't know, but he seemed to be sick and tired of that flight the moment it left his hands. Oh my gosh, that was pretty. Barela holding on to that 2-shot lead.
Hole 13, par 4, 818. Up and over the mountain gets you started. You want to pull it to the right as a right-hand backhand thrower, push it out towards the bike path, and then swing it back central. You got to beat this island of cedars on the right side that's got the OB line around it. Make sure you stay straight through there. Push up towards this green. I think one of the hardest holes on the course to birdie.
It's a bike path.
I mean, sure, bike path, walking path, it's a path. It's a multi-use path.
And Anthony going hyzer once again. I wonder if he played this hole for the very first time. If this tee pad were brand new, if he'd even look at the hyzer.
You got to think no, right? It's
Yeah, because that's a
old habits.
historically good play.
Yeah.
Just not anymore this year. And interesting.
I'm not going to worry about it. My initial thoughts are I'm worried about it. But that's a very overstable disc, and he's done it for 3 rounds in a row, and it's been perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, with Isaac's drive?
Yeah, just the heavy Anheuser. You know?
Yeah. That's the play, I think. I think you force something over to the right side as much as you can with something overstable, give it good height, and just trust it to do what it's supposed to do. Yeah, that's pretty money. I think. Oh boy. Yes.
I think it's fine.
Why are you worried?
Yeah, I was a little worried at first because I was like, oh, that thing's still moving right, but no, that was
Might be the best position, really.
he's in a great spot.
Is he going to go for it?
No way, right? No, this is super out of bounds unless it gets
I mean,
lucky.
He was going for it.
Yeah.
For sure. But he did pull that pretty badly.
And that's the same
So-
disc he's throwing off the tee on 12, which is going so far.
So at this point in the round, he blew up his finger. He's been super gluing it every single
Really?
drive. Yeah.
Oh, this I did not know.
He's re-gluing it
Yes.
every drive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that does not bode well
Oh boy,
with another day to go.
interesting.
Oh, another perfectly thrown
Yeah.
angle control, skipping towards the green and getting wrecked. Neat.
That's just we're lucky to see it, man. He provides the gift of flight in a way that few others have ever been able to achieve.
Well, I think we're right. I think you might have said this yesterday, Nate, that we've never seen anybody throw it like that.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody ever where I've seen a flight the way he does it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And it's subtle. Like you
Yeah.
could easily watch him and not quite see the difference. But when you think about the rarity with which he delivers hyzer flip, traditional, that's like, the most common shot in all of disc golf.
Yeah. It's just like wham on the line. There it goes.
Yep.
Important up and down opportunity here for AB, but let's not skip past the perfectly played hole so far for Nikko Locastro, going flex, flex inside the circle with a short putt left.
Gannon, another tricky putt. We saw what happened yesterday.
That was considerably closer, but yeah, he's still going to be sending it. Yeah, hard to get anything behind it. Where did AB end up? He was moving pretty quick into the green. Okay, he's outside the circle. Boy, that is just rinse and repeat.
Do you think he's accidentally got some super glue onto the putter, and then when he puts it, super glues the chains? No, you're right. That's stupid. That was stupid.
Oh, man.
A little bit off for Isaac today, but look at his scorecard. Hilarious. Rough start. Lots of birdies back here.
For the first green in a while, Nikko Locastro gets the birdie. And an interesting last 4 holes. One of everything. Last 5 holes, one of everything. So Nikko will take the lone bird into hole 14. But first, we're going to check in with Ricky on hole 17. And the aceable B position.
Very nice.
That putt to get to 22 under. Got to be careful with this putt. Yeah, that's pretty careful. To 22 under he goes. Just one behind the leader now. Ricky Wysocki charging up the leaderboard from 8th place, start of the day, all the way up to 2nd.
Hole 14, par 3, 413. You seeing that wide hyzer? That's the popular play right now. You got these hay bales on the left. You'll see a couple sidearms come over those, and then obviously the path right there. If you hit that, hey, what do you know? Might get yourself a little ace or shoot you out of bounds. So you're trying to avoid that actually with the hyzer.
Don't say hey on this hole, please.
Or you're trying to avoid the hay too.
Hey, don't say that. Nikko super wide, super high.
No, he did it.
Oh.
And it
Oh,
goes
stays.
backwards, but not enough to be in the hazard area. Birdie look coming from about 36 feet. Can he do it a 3rd day in a row? He's changed his disc. And honestly, more headwind today than there has been any of the other rounds.
No problem.
Well, he's going to birdie it for a 3rd straight time. But
Yeah,
it's not long of the pin. It's not that green disc that he was throwing, so it's not the exact same shot.
Nice correction, I think, from him. Not
Fantastic.
correction or just adjustment.
No, it's the adjustment is exactly what he had to do. It's
got a
impressive.
little twist, and you usually don't like that on this hole. Seriously.
Hey there. Come on, you can't be doing that.
Is that a joke?
That's rare.
Fantastic.
And cool. I mean, that is the difference. If he makes the putt, it's a 2-stroke difference because he hits the sidewall, that rolls backwards, and you're more than likely missing that putt.
Pretty
Also has
wide.
the juice, yeah.
I don't like how wide it is.
Well, this one went boink out of bounds last time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Very often, those hit wide, like Nate's talking about, they stand up and roll back down the hill. Nikko up first.
Be nice to find one, wouldn't it, for him?
Get the height right. Yes. That is a fun putt to make in front of the big gallery on 14.
Nice.
He had one weird miss earlier, but man, that was about it. Everything else has been pretty central.
Yeah, what was that, hole 1?
Yeah, it was a shaky putt on 1, and I don't know, maybe he's missed 2, but for the most part, it's been pretty great. And slings it in there, and we are a short putt away from, I think, our first star frame of the day.
That sounds right. And for all our sakes, I just hope Anthony can get that finger sorted overnight. Because this is a great battle brewing right now.
It's nice.
It doesn't seem to be bothering him terribly at the moment, but we all know those things can get bad quick.
Calvin.
Hit the top.
Really nice.
Did
it?
It's hard to
I
tell.
don't know. Kind of look like it. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's tough to be safe on this hole and not long of the pin. Impressive drive there for Calvin, and 19 under for him. A very solid back 9.
If you get to 20, you're in the mix. If you get to 20, you're in the mix.
Rick would like to get to 23.
Yes. He's in the mix.
This is wide.
Oh, it's going to go long? No, it's perfect, right? Can it sit down?
Oh, no, don't crawl over the hill. That was absolutely perfect. Normally those
Don't
stay.
do it.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That is so heartbreaking because that shot,
That's well thrown.
that's exactly what you're trying to do, essentially.
And that putt from down there is so far.
I mean, you have to putt it 12 feet over your head.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes, Rick.
What a day.
He's fired up.
Yeah, not happy, but happier than he would have.
I think in a way, so there's some happiness there.
Yeah,
He's
it was
fired up
both,
right
I
there.
think.
Fired
Yeah.
up is the right word, yeah.
He's like, you can't take that away from me.
You cannot
Yeah.
stop me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
dude. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, with a birdie on 18, potentially Calvin could get into that final spot, currently held by Vino. But these guys still have some holes to potentially separate themselves going into Championship Sunday as we celebrate the star frame and a donation to Edge Disc Golf. We get to the dog leg left, triple mandatory, par 4 15th, 539 feet, but it is treacherous as you have to keep it through the wickets and then go directly left into the spooky green we've been calling it all week.
You did. That was just a fantastic hole breakdown.
Thank you, Yoli.
Yeah, it really was. Nikko pulls it.
Oh, that's too wide.
Almost. You know, at that point, once you pull it, it's not getting through. Just hit the tree and
Yeah,
stay on that
please.
It's
side.
what you're
you know?
hoping.
Yeah.
A bird come through, Randy Johnson or something, man. There's just nothing else going to stop it.
Could you imagine if you hit Randy Johnson? That'd be crazy.
Right as it was about to miss the man.
Yeah, it
Serve
just
him right.
doink. Randy Johnson just out there taking pictures.
Yeah.
Not, you know, having himself a day.
On his way over to the ballpark.
Yep. Oh.
That is absolute jail.
Yeah, that's a par at best. There's no way to get to the hole.
Is this the Pennsylvania hole on the course, or is this
Maybe.
stupid joke? Okay, got it.
No good.
Wow.
Same thing. Needs to hit something.
Yeah, well,
No.
too late.
Yep. Did hit something, but has it.
This is the drop zone.
Can be saved, certainly.
Yeah.
If you can hit this first gap, push into those trees, this looks pretty
That's a
good to me.
Really pretty shot. It's about as good of an attempt as you're going to see. And Nikko,
I mean, he played the hole the same yesterday.
that is awesome.
Can AB just follow that little path there Nikko provided for him?
It looks pretty similar, a little more inside, but I don't hate it.
No.
It's going to be obstructed and it's going to be a little short, but it's a makeable putt from that particular part of the green.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed with that, but you're really just trying to hit the gap in front of you. Give yourself a look. And Gannon. Could have putted it to there.
Yeah, it's still fine, though. I mean, making the mandatory is good enough, and he could potentially still grab a stroke on Anthony.
I'm going with the sidearm here. Yeah, fine.
Just squibbles its way into 27 feet, maybe closer.
That'll do.
I think Gannon's also going to go with that wide route.
Perfect. Par, secure.
Okay, now the pressure lies on Anthony Barela.
Oh.
Tough line.
Very tough. I think he's going to try to hyzer it.
Man.
Not going to try.
This is impressive. This is something special here. Yeah, it's nice when you make 3 or 4 putts from this range, but to do it for 3 consecutive rounds, I mean, the guy's really found something here. It's how you win a major championship. He's trying to do it for the first time, and he's trying to hold off some guys who've got some pretty good experience in that department. All the guys that he is playing with, proven major champions. All of them with multiple major titles, right? Does Nikko have 2?
Yes, he does.
The Japan Open?
That's right. Vino.
That is a great commitment to that line. That is a hard stance to get that shot shape.
Oh, man.
A+.
Yeah.
A++.
Absolutely. Just beautiful flatness on that disc. And the break point, no real risk of that running roll that we saw from Rick. Not that Rick deserved it exactly.
No,
but
I don't think
there's
so.
no way
Yep.
that Vinos is going anywhere. Much safer. Good round from Vino today.
This was a bomb.
That was a great putt.
Yeah, that's farther than I thought he was.
Yeah, probably nearly 40.
This information just coming to us here that Gannon has received a time violation.
Warning.
A warning, which is fine as long as he doesn't do it again this round. You can do it again tomorrow at least once.
Yeah, you can do it every day, one time.
Surprised to see Isaac not go with the forehand out and around.
I mean, he always just pushes the height as high as you could possibly throw it.
This one's going to be in danger. And doesn't quite get it to turn over. So he's going to have an obstructed putt from just inside 40 for the par.
Nikko, mid-range or fairway? Probably mid-range with that much hyzer. Just pushing up the middle.
Yeah, this happens so often.
Terrible kick. Way out into the hazard.
If you overturn your drive on this hole, oftentimes that tree kicks. Very rarely do they kick you back into the fairway.
Yeah, I just like the way he throws the shot right here.
Mm-hmm.
A little short, but, in close to the OB, but that'll work. Give him a look. You would like to park this like Rick, but that's actually a really tough shot to bring it in from left to right on this hole because you're afraid of that right turn that Nikko got.
Oh, this is looking really nice, I think. Yeah, okay, so still short. Usually when AB's throwing the Luna, it doesn't come up short. I don't care what the length of the hole is.
Going to be edge of circle looks for our 2 leaders.
Yeah, good old-fashioned putt off. Wonder if Isaac's going to be first. Nope, Gannon. Oh, he's got tree trouble. Bush trouble.
Wow. That was really good.
That thing went in with some purpose.
It's easy to get used to how amazing these putters are, but I mean, go try a kneeling putt from 40. It doesn't have that zip, I bet you. Mine sure doesn't.
No, typically it's for anybody. It's a nice floaty bid, like, oh, please get in there.
Yeah.
Getting to the gap, not finding the bottom of the basket, though.
I think this putt will really tell us where AB's head's at after that big putt from Gannon. Can he answer? Yes.
This is awesome. Absolutely.
I mean, this is what we've been
awesome.
waiting for all year. These 2 guys, and of course, you have Ricky kind of lurking in the back.
Anthony holds on to that one-shot lead. Wysocki in the clubhouse, 22 under total. Good opportunity still for Gannon and Anthony to create a little more separation. 17 in that more gettable B position on the right today. First thing you have to do is just find the green. Obviously, you know that this hole can just be a nightmare if you start to let it snowball on you. Throw it right, throw it long, make your putt.
So you guys have been in this position. What are you just going fat part, or are you trying to get the birdie here third round? On your way to winning the tournament for both of you. What was the game?
It's like both, you know. It's like, please, I'm trying to be long and right and trust my putt. You know, like it's somewhere right in between those two strategies. I'm not trying to go all the way right, but I'm not trying to pin the thing.
I don't really ever practice the wide right shot because I feel like that was close for Anthony. I just think that my pace on the disc that I throw in this hole, a firm throw gets me on the island. So I'm actually aiming towards the pin every time.
Okay.
I'm not trying to necessarily play any safer.
Isaac goes really wide and gets the flop.
I am so scared about the way he throws this shot because it's coming in with so much steam and so much angle. Anything can happen. You know, like Nikko's roll long on hole 12. It's essentially what Isaac's doing with his drive on this shot. He's been fortunate, though, and it stayed in bounds.
Oh, yeah. Good shot.
Great touch from everybody. And Isaac got lucky.
Can he pay it off, though?
Scary putt again. Yeah. Oh, no.
Come on. So perfect.
It just didn't even think about it. It didn't even think about it for a second.
Ugh.
See if that shakes Gannon's confidence at all going into this important putt.
He's going to hit it harder.
Yeah.
He kind of did.
Yeah, he absolutely did. Did anyone clock that? What was that, 61? He was ripped in there.
Okay. Official great round.
Yeah.
For these guys.
Yep.
You know, they just got to somehow get a birdie par on the next one and 8 under.
Yeah.
8 under, I think, or 8 under, 7 under for these guys.
Good back nines for sure.
Well, I feel like that's what they did yesterday. Like they started off pretty good on the front. It wasn't anything remarkable. And they really just attacked the back nine in a strategic and aggressive way that they picked their spots, they executed shots, they made their putts, and that's why they were the top 2 players coming in to today, and they kind of rinsed and repeated that method going into the third round.
Yeah, hole 18, par 4, 647. You're just flying right down this fairway. There's not much to it. Landed in bounds, and then your next shot is a flex to overstable shot wide, and then it has to skip around this corner. The OB has come up a little bit this year on the left side, so you really want to push this one deep, if anything. Just one of the greatest holes ever made.
So one of my favorite hole 18s in the sport.
Oh.
Needs to sit, and does.
Does.
Got to be careful landing hyzer with the forehand on that high right side. Oftentimes they will stand up and just never sit down until they find OB left.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. More just referring to it needs to not skip up the hill right.
Well, there
both certainly is a rollaway.
They're both
potential.
scary.
Absolutely is potential.
That was softer. That one doesn't really have that chance to do anything other than just kind of collect into the hillside.
It tells you a lot about their confidence with that second shot. That's super technical and difficult because both of those guys could go way bigger if they wanted to here.
I'm almost a little surprised Anthony doesn't, but like you said, if he feels comfortable with that spot, then A-okay.
Maybe he likes it better, with able to take a bit of a swing, throw something overstable.
I'm always surprised with how far Isaac throws the mid-range. Like, that's way up there.
Yeah, that's like where a lot of drivers go. He's so good with that mid-range. My goodness.
Tough day for Nikko, but if you look down, he's got a little top 10 still, that's a nice start for him right now. You know, you get a birdie on this one, and I think tomorrow have another great round, and you could be really happy with your finish.
Here it is. Opportunity to hold on to that top spot going into the final round. He doesn't.
Tight. It is tight.
Does it stay in bounds?
It looked fairly flat.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. What a throw.
Such a fine line.
Wow. A quick reset for Nikko. Jeez, gonna find OB early.
Important to get the footwork right up the hill. Yeah.
Nicely
You
done.
can't do it better than that, really.
No.
I guess you could throw it like that. Maybe that is the only way you could play it better.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Both picture perfect. All right, Nikko, how aggressive does he get?
All the way.
One inch. I had a couple, but okay, this is a tricky one.
The man's averaging 9 under.
Not just averaging, actually shooting 9 under every round. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, well, I mean, he must have because he shot 9 under first round and he shot 9 under this
Yeah,
round.
there you go.
So he
That's
must
the
be
math.
9 under
That's
in the
the
second
math.
round.
9 under every day, 55 across the board for Anthony Barela. Pretty incredible pace.
That was my game plan too. I just didn't do it.
Nikko ready to get out of there. Okay, so Anthony averaging 9 under. Let's say he shoots 9 under tomorrow. Is it good enough?
Only Gannon has anything to say about it.
Oh, well, we are going to be replacing Isaac Robinson with Vino Macula as well as Ricky Wysocki. And so we have the top 3 players of the year, in my opinion, going for a showcase final here at the last major of the season. It is going to be exciting, but Anthony's holding 5 shots over Ricky. He's going to have to do something incredible to get back into it. But the race that we're really looking to seeing is Anthony and Gannon.
I think if you're Anthony, you can't hang your head if you shoot another 9, but Gannon's already shown us an 11 this week. So you also can't quite feel safe at a 9. I think he would love to get into double digits to really secure it, but you got to feel good about your chances. Right. Don't you agree?
I like 9. I like 9 a lot with the pressure, but you're right. One of these guys is going to fire off tomorrow, and I would not be surprised if we saw low. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them struggle a little bit and let other people back in the race. It's the USDGC, anything can happen.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to call it. I might not even watch it. We might go in blind tomorrow, too. This has been a lot of fun. One more round to go, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.